Hey guys, so this is actually our last lesson because tomorrow you're just going to copy and translate an activity. So there's not a teaching lesson. So this will be our last YouTube lesson. Hopefully this is working out for you. So today we're going to continue with irregular participles. The irregular participles we saw yesterday really were not that irregular. They were just separating diphthongs with an accent mark. It's all that was. Today we're going to see some participles that are genuinely irregular. So these, there's no pattern to it. You just have to memorize every single one of them. So remember, usually a regular participle, it's going to end ado or ido. So that's for a regular participle, like 95% of the verbs. Then just a very small portion of the verbs has an irregular participle. The problem is they're very common, so they get used a lot. Even though there's few of them, they're verbs that get used a lot. So here's the key list. There's a few more, but they're all based on this list. So if you memorize this list, it'll help you with every single irregular participle you ever come across. So abrir, hopefully you know what that means. It's on your verb list, to open. And so the participle is abierto. Okay, does that look like a T? And that's a T, abierto. Okay, and maybe you've seen this. Maybe you've seen this at a store, a Spanish-speaking store. They have a sign that says open. It says abierto, and that's an irregular participle. Okay, descubrir, should know that. To discover, and it's very similar. Descubierto, very similar to abierto, right? Same kind of funky, irregular ending. So this means discovered. I have discovered. Yo he descubierto. Okay? Decir means to say or to tell. The participle is dicho. Dicho. What have you said? ¿Qué has dicho? That's what you're saying. ¿Qué has dicho? What have you said? Okay, what have you said? That's what you say. That's how I say it. ¿Qué has dicho? And you don't need to dicho nada. I haven't said anything. Right? Okay. Hacer. The quack from Mr. Ashcraft. So hacer means to do or make. And so the participle is hecho. And maybe you have a shirt or something that's made in Mexico, and it says in the collar, it says hecho en Mexico, made in Mexico. It's the participle that they're using there. Okay? So I'm going to ask a student, what have you done? Same thing as the one above it. ¿Qué has hecho? What have you done? You messed up my room. ¿Qué has hecho? What have you done? There it is. Okay, morir means to die. Don't desire that for anybody. And the participle is muerto. Okay? This is what they use when they're playing tag. They touch you, and in English they say frozen, and in Spanish they say muerto. You're dead. You can't be running around anymore. I tagged you. Poner, the participle is puesto. Okay? Puesto. Poner means to put. I have put the knives, forks, and spoons on the table. He puesto. Okay? Volver means to return. And the participle is vuelto. Okay? Escribir, to write. Escrito. Okay, escrito. Romper is to break, like to tear, not to fracture, but to tear. And the participle is roto. Okay? Ver is to see. The participle is visto. Seen. Okay, so we got some sentences. I'm going to read the sentences on page 219. You read along with your book as I read them. ¿Quién ha abierto el frasco de pastillas? And that means who has opened the container of pills. Pastillas is pills. Okay. Number 2, el doctor ha descubierto el problema. The doctor has discovered the problem. Okay. Number 3, no me han dicho la verdad. No me han dicho la verdad. They haven't told me the truth. Number 4, hemos hecho una fiesta para los pacientes. Hemos hecho una fiesta para los pacientes. We've done a party for the patients. I'm saying we've done a party, even though in English you'd say we've put on or staged a party for them. But it says we've done a party. And it's good Spanish, even though it sounds funny in English. Okay? Number 5, su perro ha muerto. His dog has died. Yeah, very sad. Number 6, Lisa se ha puesto pomada en el brazo. Okay? Lisa se ha puesto pomada en el brazo. Okay, so you'll notice that bold-faced ha puesto is the perfect tense. In front of it you have se. So what does that tell you? It's reflexive. It's reflexive. So she's done this to herself, whatever it is. Okay, so I'll translate. Lisa has put cream on her arm. Okay, do you guys see that? If you have questions about that, when I get back from Pakistan, we can look at it. Just, make a mark in your book or post it in there and we can look at that. Okay, next one. Juan no ha vuelto del hospital. Juan no ha vuelto del hospital. Juan has not returned from the hospital. Okay, next one. Nunca he escrito una receta. Nunca he escrito una receta. So that means I have never written a prescription or recipe. Okay, receta means both a prescription, like from a doctor. So like all of these are doctor related, hospital related, we have vocab from the hospital, so I'm going to say prescription. Otherwise, a receta could be a recipe. Okay, second to last. ¿Te has roto un brazo alguna vez? ¿Te has roto un brazo alguna vez? Have you broken an arm once? Have you broken your arm once? Okay, it's reflexive. How do we know it's reflexive? Yeah, it's a good question for you guys to think about. Ireland, you wanted to be the teacher in this class. Ireland, why is it reflexive? ¿Te has roto un brazo alguna vez? Explain that to the class. Okay, last sentence. ¿Has visto la farmacia nueva? ¿Has visto la farmacia nueva? Translation, have you seen the new pharmacy? It's a question. Have you seen the new pharmacy? All right, so in activity 1, looks like it's pretty simple. You're just doing sentences with the different persons that are put out there, like the modelo says Rosa Maria ha escrito una carta farmacéutico. So Rosemary has written a pharmaceutical letter, whatever that is, but anyhow, that's what she's written. So be careful on the activity, because number 1, for example, it is a reflexive verb. So remember, it says, look, I'll do number 1 for activity 1. Number 1 on the board says Edgardo, and it says ponerse pomada, right? So the pronoun comes out in front of the conjugation. Se ha puesto pomada en el pie. Pomada, that's a cream. And you just copy the words, okay? So if you're looking carefully at that verb, ponerse, here's poner in its participle form. And we're going to use the participle with the antecedent to make the perfect tense. Where does the reflexive pronoun go? The rule is that the reflexive pronoun goes in front of the conjugated form. This is conjugated, this is unconjugated. So bring it from the end of poner and put it all the way out in front of the antecedent. Se ha puesto. There's a couple of them in here. Yeah, number 6 is also reflexive. I don't know if there's any more that are reflexive. Be very careful with your pronoun. You won't lose a lot of points if you mess it up, but you know, you'll lose 1 or 2 or however many points if you mess that up. So try and be careful with that. And you guys should be good for the homework. I have so much grading to do. And as soon as I get back from Pakistan, I'm going to be dying doing this homework. Someone bring me coffee to help me through it. Thanks, and see you soon.